Hello everybody, welcome to That's Football. I'm Mark Goldbridge. Liverpool 2, Bournemouth 0, and I think that surely is for all of you the day that Liverpool really win the league. Obviously, Liverpool fans will say it's not over till it's over, anything can go wrong. But for me, I said Liverpool won the league in December when they beat Man City. It doesn't mean that technically they have, of course, but I just don't see where these losses are coming from. I look at their last remaining fixtures and there are still, 15, 16 games to go? Chelsea away, Man City away, Arsenal at home are really, when I look at Liverpool's form and the way they play, they're the only 3 games that I think maybe they'll lose. And if they did lose them 3 games, Arsenal would have to win all of their games just to be level with them. So this title's over. Liverpool are going to win this league. And today, I thought Bournemouth played well. I thought Bournemouth played as well as they did against Forest last week, but you're up against a very good Liverpool side, and that's nothing to say bad against Bournemouth. But look, did Salah cross it? Was it a penalty? Doesn't matter. It was a goal. I'd give Salah the benefit of the doubt. I think it was just he's got the quality to do that. Was it a penalty? I can't believe people are saying it's not a penalty, because to me, I'd love to say Liverpool. It's another terrible decision by the PGMOL. But as soon as that trip happens, it doesn't look like a penalty. And then you watch it back and you think, doesn't look like a penalty. And then there's an angle from behind where it looks like he clips him and that's what causes him to go down. But even before that, the Bournemouth defender just doesn't protest. As soon as the referee blows the whistle, the Bournemouth defender sort of like goes, and I'm like, well, that's a penalty then. Nobody doesn't react on a penalty, even when you think you might get away with it. You'll go, I didn't do anything. He was resigned as soon as that whistle went. So I just think that, look, as much as many of us would not want Liverpool to win that game, the reaction of the Bournemouth defender just tells you everything. I've played the game, and you don't react like that if you're not guilty. So look, that's how it happened. But Bournemouth had their chances. As I said, I think Bournemouth played as well as they did against Newcastle and as well as they did against Forest last week. But this is Liverpool. People keep looking at that league table and going, we can still catch them. How are you going to catch them? Like Van Dijk, Alisson, Trent, Robertson, Salah, they've all won the title before. They're experienced players. You've then got Konate, McAllister, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, Diaz, Gakpo, hungry players to win their first title. They've just got it going on. They're the best team in the league. They've only lost 1 game. And on top of that, I looked at it at the start of January and I was like, they've got to go Forest away, Brentford away, Bournemouth away. There's got to be 2 losses in there. To make this title race interesting, there's got to be 2 losses in there. They've been to Forest. The keeper was bloody brilliant for Forest and they got a point. They've been to Brentford and won. They've been to Bournemouth and won. They've took 7 from 9. They probably should have took 9 from 9. Newcastle, they should have won. They drew. That was a late equaliser. So actually, the points Liverpool are dropping are games they should have won. They actually should have more points than they've got. And you look at that league table and you go, 9 points ahead of Liverpool, of Arsenal. Arsenal have to beat Man City tomorrow. That's huge pressure. This title's over. And I actually think this will be the game where people look back and go, that's where that was the killer. Because Bournemouth, it's the significance of the weekend. Liverpool's next few games are very winnable. I think they've got Wolves at home and Everton away. Obviously, Everton will be difficult, but that's their game in hand, isn't it? I don't think, Arsenal have got to win to bring that down to 6 points as well. Are they going to beat Man City tomorrow? But I think with Liverpool, it's so psychological now. They're just not giving an inch. And when you're trying to close a gap, it's like being in a running race where you're getting tired and the person in front just isn't getting tired. And it becomes quite soul destroying seeing that gap actually getting bigger or not getting any smaller. But as I say, they when you watch Liverpool, they don't really show any vulnerabilities at the moment. Somebody was saying on the watch along, do you think Liverpool will win the treble? And I was like, they don't look like a treble winning team to me. Like, obviously, I've experienced it with United, and the Man City side that won it was begrudgingly very, very good and a juggernaut. But then I look at Liverpool and I go, well, who's going to beat them? Who's going to beat them in the FA Cup? No one's going to close that gap. So they've got the league already. Who's going to beat them in the FA Cup and who in the Champions League is going to beat them? And look, there's a long way to go yet, but they are looking ominously good. And I think the only thing that might sort of derail them a little bit would be if they picked up some significant injuries to the likes of a Van Dijk or a Trent or a Salah. But they look very good at the moment. They're the best team in the league. I've said that for a long time, and they're not dropping. And they actually have got those players that I mentioned before, who've won it before, who are just very good at working their way through games. They don't concede many goals. And Bournemouth could have scored today, but it's another clean sheet for Liverpool. I'd like the title to have gone a little bit longer. I think there could have been a good title race, but I don't think there's anybody that can deal with Liverpool's level of consistency. I'd like to have seen Liverpool get pushed, obviously, but I don't think they are. I don't think they're going to be pushed either. And remember, Arsenal have got to go to Liverpool. The whole conversation about can Liverpool be caught does tend to forget the fact that Arsenal have got to go to Liverpool as well. It's a case of when they win the title now, not if. But I think we will look at this weekend and say this was where Liverpool won the league, because Arsenal, Man City was always going to be a big game. And then Bournemouth, Liverpool, the form Bournemouth are in, probably one of the form teams in the Premier League at home. You'd go, if Liverpool lose that and Arsenal beat Man City, it's a shift. It's a mental switch. Instead, Liverpool beat Bournemouth, and now you're looking at Arsenal and going, psychologically, is that going to play on them? It's a bit like Ipswich Southampton today. Everyone's going, well, Ipswich will beat Southampton because they're shit, and that's going to get them, give them a really good chance of staying up. And then what happens? They don't get the result. They actually lose. So, yeah, I think this is going to be the weekend where Liverpool. Probably a lot of people are going to come round to what I say, that Liverpool are going to win the league, and I think they will. I think that. Well, I don't think they will. I think they definitely will. I think they've been the better team, but look, there's still a lot of games to go. I just don't. The only collapse I've ever seen of that significance was Man United Newcastle in '96, and Newcastle had never won a title before. And it got in their heads and they panicked, and they should never have blown that lead, and they did. I think it was 12 points at one point. You're telling me a Liverpool team that's 9 points clear with the experience it's got and the way it's playing, and there's nobody there anywhere near them. And as I said, Man City were always the team I thought that could push Liverpool, but they're never going to do it from 15 points behind. That's just never going to happen. So it's over, I'm afraid. And look, I hate to say it, but they have been the best team this season. And to go and win at Bournemouth today, I think a lot of people were looking at that and going, maybe that's going to be the game. And it wasn't. They were very... And look, even if Bournemouth had took their chances, they didn't do enough to win it. I think Bournemouth could have got a draw. They never did enough to win it. And even a draw for Liverpool, they might have looked at it and gone, it's not a bad result the way Bournemouth are playing. But to go and win, it just saps the life out of anybody who's trying to hope that they can catch them. Get your comments in below. What are your thoughts? Make sure you smash a like on the video and subscribe. And we will be live for Arsenal Man City tomorrow on this channel. Take care, everyone. I'll speak to you on the next one.